Oi, you, come here. Nah. You wasn't expecting that, was ya? Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and welcome, social media fans, social media family, to my vlog. And today I want to talk about a specific subject. By the title you're going to see underneath the video, you're going to know exactly what it's about, but I want to give the backstory before I ask the question. Now, a couple of days ago, I received a message in my inbox in Facebook from someone who was a representative of Thames Television. And for the younger viewers among you, you might not know Thames Television, but back in the day, Thames Television in London was more or less all we had. I could actually hear the theme song for Thames Television. It goes da 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 da. Yeah, it's an iconic image. But anyway, yeah, I had a representative of Thames Television linking me on Facebook, wanting to speak with me in relation to an opportunity that they have for me. So we kind of played voicemail tennis for a day or so, and then when we finally linked up, and after all the pleasantries was over, she basically approached me and asked me how would I feel about auditioning for Britain's Got Talent. Not Reggae's Got Talent, but actual Britain's Got Talent. And it was met with a, oh my God. And she heard it and she said, well, that's the usual response that we get, Lloyd. So more or less feel no way about that. But it stunned me. It actually stunned me that somebody actually reached out to me asking would I like to audition, whereas people would see the opportunity and seize the opportunity and go guns blazing and audition themselves. And the question that I was asked was if I was signed to a major and what have you. So I kind of gathered why that question was asked. And a good pitch was given by her, you know, talking about the, you know, the viewership that the program has, 11 to 12 million people and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And while she was talking to me about that, I was just thinking, well, in the history of modern day talent shows of the millennium, it's not necessarily the winners that gets the cheese, as it were. It always seems to be the real talented artist that gets the work. Sometimes it's a rarity that winners of talent shows, you know, have a fully fledged lucrative career. People like Leona Lewis. I think One Direction came second or something like that, but look where they reached, right? So it just kind of goes to show the parameters of how things can work for contestants. So I said to the lady, I said, well, how long do I have to think about it? And she said, well, the auditions are going on in January, so you got a little time. I'm going to present your works to the executive producers and see what they basically say and what have you. I said, okay. And then I came off the phone and I was literally stunned. I was stunned and thought about, well, you know, it'll be an opportunity just to present myself, I guess. I don't really care if I win, you know. But the one thing I did say to her, I said, listen, I don't want to have the tag as seen on Britain's Got Talent next to my name, because I've worked damn hard to establish my name in the fraternity that I'm in, and I don't want it obliterated with the tag as seen on Britain's Got Talent, you know. And she said, no, I understand. It's as smaller opportunity or as bigger opportunity as you want it to be. That's what she said to me. Anyway, came off the phone and I needed to get someone else's opinion about it. So I rang a colleague who I work closely with, okay, that I trust with my product, okay, and in turn my career, all right? And when I spoke to him and I said, Brethren, I just got an offer to audition for Britain's Got Talent, he couldn't stop laughing. He could not stop laughing. And I said, okay, I got your answer already. And when he finally stopped laughing and was able to breathe and talk to me on the phone, he said, Lloyd, Brethren, I wouldn't even mind so much if it was The Voice, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you was a guest on one of these talent programs. But Britain's Got Talent? That rank. That's rank, bless. And in a way it is kind of, but it's an opportunity which I didn't seek. It was an opportunity that was presented to me. So in some senses, you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? But I was appreciative of that opportunity that was presented to me. But I have made up my mind, and I'm just not going to do it for the simple fact that, you know, I am who I am. I've spent 36 years now doing what I've been doing, and I have amassed a legacy of work. And to me, personally speaking, what defines success to me is the Tom Petty quote. If you do what you enjoy doing and you can pay your rent and pay your bills, that's success. It's just the level of success that people want to attain to. Do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that can be a bit blinding for some people because they think that the level of success that they have is not enough. But I've been successful in my field in terms of recording and establishing my name on an international level. So for me, talent shows are not something that I really want to get into 36 years down the line in my career and at 54 years of age. Which leads to the question, are talent shows relevant in the reggae industry? Forget about the pop industry, because the way it works is the way it works. But I'm specifically talking about the reggae industry. Does talent shows have relevance in the reggae industry? And I'm going to give it a resounding yes. Talent shows, period, are relevant because it's a way of honing in on talent. By its very nature, the link that I got from the representative from Thames Television proves that. So that is without question the answer to the question. But my issue is what happens with the talent afterwards. Because in the pop industry, the resources and the logistics are basically there to literally launch someone who can literally fart in a microphone to superstardom. Do you know what I mean? But with reggae, it's a whole different kettle of fish, simply because of how we are as a fraternity and as an industry, and how we present our music, how we make our music, how we market our music. And the way we're doing it right about now is, as I described in an earlier video, we're in a rhythm-based industry. And all we seem to be doing in this industry is recreating what people have already created. So it's always going to be a poor man's version of the original. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's very rare that people can cover other people's songs and make it their own. Aretha Franklin is one example. Respect was written by Otis Redding, and Aretha took that and basically just stole it from underneath Otis Redding's feet. So is what we do with the talent that we have within the industry fraternity that we have. And it needs to incline itself to the way we create music and the platform that we need our music to be put on. If you look at artists like Chronixx, Protege, Damian Marley, right? And even Maxi, because I was having a big discussion with my brethren last night about this, and I agree, absolutely. And you look at people like Beres, the way they present their music is that they don't just recreate what's already been created. They orchestrate their talents. They orchestrate their music. When you listen to people like Chronixx, you know, for me as a vocalist, I listen to his vocals and I think his vocals are amazing. I think his vocal arrangements, when you hear them, you can hear soul, you can hear R&B, you can hear doo-wop, you can hear all those influences, but it's on a bed of reggae music, roots music, reality music. You know, Damian Marley is a wordsmith par excellence, right? So when you see those artists up there doing what they're basically doing, it's not just a case where they're just singing on rhythms. They're just not doing that. But we are constantly doing that. And I'm not disrespecting any producer on this, in our fraternity in the UK. I'm not disrespecting nobody. But we need to have a different mindset as to how we nurture the talent. Coming up in the business, I come from an era where I would go to rehearse with my band every week, right? Just so that we have our musical dexterity in place. And we would write songs, compose music, put the two together, and in our instance, perform it live, because we performed live a lot before we actually started making tunes. Do you know what I mean? But that's how it was. And I completely understand the cost-effective side. But I really think that, you know, if we want to shine in our craft, we got to move away. We got to slightly move away from what we've been doing by giving credence to Studio One and licking over rhythms for Channel One and Treasure R. We need to stop doing that. We've been doing that for so many years now. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to actually see their royalty statement as opposed to the royalty statements that we get for creating original music. But anyway, I digress. But in answer to the question I'm asking, talent shows are so relevant. They are so relevant because they are integral in finding the talent. And also, you know, things like YouTube, because, you know, certain artists came to my attention by YouTube, by MySpace back in the day. Adele Harley came to my attention from MySpace. Alicia Scott came to my attention from YouTube. And it's a beautiful forum to, you know, to be inspired by the artist that's coming up. But what I fear is that with their discovery, they're going to be slotted into the lick over, do over rhythms and just be constrained in that. So as much as the talent shows are finding the talents, is the next stepping stone that needs to basically be looked after here, where we bring our newfound fresh talent in its best light. And it's going to involve money, and it's going to involve risk, and it's going to involve faith, and it's going to involve trust. Some of these things that, let's say, you know, certain elements of the industry is lacking, but we need that. We definitely need that in order for us to be seen as a tour de force in music, not just a country that makes lovers rock music. Do you know what I'm saying? We're bigger than that. We're more than that. Okay? So, That is my answer, in a roundabout kind of way, based upon the situation that presented itself to me. A 54-year-old man, 36 years in the business, being asked would I like to step up in front of Simon Cowell. That's alright. Allow that. You can keep that, bless. It's alright. You're good. But anyway, it's with that I'm going to bid you guys adieu for now. And as always, you done know the coup. People, please abstain from foolishness wherever possible. And until I link you guys on the next one, stay blessed. Have a wonderful day. Magan.